There's always a message.
Yeah.
There's a message in everything that happens. And if you think there's no message, I want you to wake up now. I need you to wake up, folks. It's time to be woke. There's always a message. The question is, what is the message? And then how do you internalize that message as it relates to you as an individual? Hi, welcome to Real Talk with TAS and OnJerya. I hope you're having a great Tuesday night. A lot of things have been happening, and as always, I know OnJerya has the tea. Oh, you look so studious.
Thank you. I decided to let my eyeballs breathe.
Icon 34, thank you for joining us. Well, that's so nice. Let your eyeballs breathe. Okay.
Some
You
of
so
y'all
cute.
gonna Thank you. Some of y'all gonna get that later, but it's okay.
You always come up with the cutest way to describe something.
Yes, because I was talking to somebody um over the weekend, and they were talking about glasses, and I was like, oh yeah, you should, go to this place, go to that place to order some glasses. And they're like, well, what do you know about glasses? I'm like, I wear glasses. They're like, no, you don't. I said, okay, let me clean that up. I wear my contacts 100% of the time.
Mhm.
But every now and then I let the eyeballs breathe and I put on the glasses. So, Alexis was clowning me earlier because she was like, girl, how long you had them glasses? I said, girl, we're not gonna talk about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Like, don't be talking about my frames, okay? The bottom line is the girl got the glasses on. Yes, I know I need some updated frames, but it's okay though. They're not too bad. I mean, don't worry.
Well, I'm not going to be clowning you, but they are, if this was Throwback Tuesday, they
Yeah.
are Throwback Tuesday, because I, I just don't know if I've seen those before, but I'm sure I've seen them. But so I was like, oh, she's got on glasses.
I know.
Hi, hi, Doug. Hey, Doug. How you doing? It's Doug Marie there. But yeah, you and your glasses, it's a little different.
I know. Don't worry. Don't, get used to it. Again, I'm just letting the eyeballs breathe. Um, the reason why I don't like wearing my glasses is because when I wear them for like a little short period of time, I do the whole little adjusting, especially like as I'm talking, I'm adjusting. So then when I don't wear them anymore, right, and I put my contacts back
Just
in, I still feel like I have something on my face. So
oh,
it takes a couple of days so it takes a couple of days after I stop wearing them to adjust to not wearing them because it still feels like there's something on my face. Yeah, I don't know.
hi, Coastal Jim, 85. Thank you for joining us. So now, have you had those on all day today?
I've had them on all day today. Um, so yeah, so probably tomorrow I'll put the contacts back in and I'll probably spend the rest of the week feeling like
Justin.
like I have my glasses on. But yeah, so
Well, you look so cute with your glasses. I'm like Alexis, if you're going to periodically bring them out, because that prescription's got to be old.
anyway,
Is it,
we're not gonna talk about it.
okay, so it's like you got your glasses on, but can you really see anything clearly?
Oh yeah, girl. I was driving in them and everything. So I'm like, ooh, the fact that, Trinity trusts me to be driving with these glasses
In the rain?
in the rain, girl, in the rain.
Well, again, I'm glad you got back safely.
Yes,
So,
girl. Yes, glad got back safely. In the words of Alexis, we've gotten over the ick, because it started with her whole little these kids made me sick. That's not exactly how she said it, but that's the
remember
gist of it.
that last week.
And I was like, and you got me sick because again, I'm not around people. So thank you for sharing your germs because as we know, sharing is caring.
Oh, yeah, she wanted to let you know how much she cared about you.
Oh, she definitely let me know. And I'm so glad that it's gone. So for anyone that is going through the ick, you will get through it. Okay. Like stay hydrated, eat lots of good things, and you'll be fine. Like, it'll pass real quick.
Okay, but I'm glad that you're much better this week because you really didn't even, your voice was kind of scraggly there last week. So I'm glad that you're better now and hydrated. So I will thank Alexis not to bring the it to you anymore.
Right. But you know what, though? Knock on wood, Trinity didn't get sick. And, that's kind of like how it was the last time. So I'm starting to question
That's
if
like
she,
when you guys had COVID. Trinity didn't get sick. So we thinking Trinity brought the COVID. Has she had COVID?
no, knock on wood, thank God.
Let's
So,
well, let's knock on some real wood here.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, let's knock on real wood because people are still getting COVID. I know someone that had COVID last week. And so, but that's interesting that she didn't get sick last week.
Yeah.
That seems to be a pattern.
Right.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah.
who knows? Who knows? Well, now I'm trying to think. Well, did you watch the Grammys? I know Beyonce won for best country album, but that's all I know. I never got a chance to watch it.
Yeah, I haven't really been watching any of the award shows in quite some time. But no, I didn't. I missed it. But yeah, I heard that she did win the Grammy for Best Country Album, I do believe. A lot of people were surprised. Of course, people were upset, given the fact that it was the Country Music Award a few months ago. And what was it? Lord, what's the name of it? And I should know because they sent me my little notification that it's time to uh, get my ticket. Should I choose to go on tour? Is it the Beyonce Carter, the Country Carter, whatever that album is called? Y'all, don't get me, okay? Don't get me.
Yeah, because we talked about her getting ready to go on tour. Didn't we talk about that offline a week or so ago?
Yeah, we did. So yeah, she's going on tour. Um, so again, it's only select cities. She did add a couple of more dates, and today was for like pre-sale. So for basically, people that's like subscribed to her website or what have you, have the opportunity. Now, girl, I've been seeing people talk about them prices. But as we know with any good concert, because I love me a good concert,
Love a concert. Yeah, love a good concert.
it's
Right?
all about where you're sitting. So, you pay for the views. And, I've been seeing that it's quite a mortgage payment. Yeah, for some of those seats. So again, if you want the best seats in the house, you're gonna have to pay for it. You know, but
You're not,
if you
she puts on a wonderful,
absolutely,
wonderful concert. I mean, wonderful. Because 2 years ago we saw Queen Bee.
yeah, oh, that was 2 years
Yeah,
ago, wasn't it?
it was last year. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She puts on a wonderful concert. So she's still not coming to North Carolina, right?
No, not right now. The closest she'll be to us is in Atlanta, and there's like 3 dates in I think July.
Okay. Ooh, be hot Atlanta.
Yeah, she'll be in hot Atlanta for a couple of days and just like places here and there. Of course, she's going to go back home to Houston. I mean, why not?
Yes, absolutely. Got to take care of the hometown folks.
Exactly. And then she'll be overseas. So, but yeah, so I know that's things that people are talking about. And as we know, I think Kendrick Lamar, if no mistake, won 5 Grammys. Don't quote me on that. I know he won quite a few.
Okay.
And speaking of him, did you watch the Super Bowl?
I I was doing something. I can't remember what I was doing, but the Super well, it took me a minute to find it. I don't know why I didn't realize it was on Fox. I had to finally Google to figure out where the Super Bowl was. So I missed probably like almost the first half. I don't know what I was doing, but once I finally got ready to watch it, I couldn't find it. And so, but I got in just in time because I finished off the first half, and then I saw the halftime show, which I thought was an excellent show.
You know, I I've been reading, the internet, as they like to say, that net, not net N-E-T, that nat N-A-T. People have mixed reviews about it, and I think it's just that it's different, right? Like we are expecting when we think about halftime shows, we're thinking about the glitz, the glam, the ooh, the ah. Like some artists they do like costume changes. Like they bring out other artists. It's a lot of different things that are happening in that little short time frame. And of course, there's always a message. So, a lot of people feel that, it was okay. But I did see, I think, earlier today where it was the most viewed or most watched show. I think the other views, the other show, Super Bowl show that was like the most watched was when Michael Jackson performed.
That's what I was thinking. It has to be Michael or either Prince. Are we talking about people watching live or people watching afterwards?
See, I don't know how they tabulate that.
Yeah,
I'm thinking it's people probably watching live.
because when Michael would have performed, that's been so long ago now, we didn't have the internet or the internet, whichever way you want to say it. I'm trying to keep up with OnJerya. And if we did, it wouldn't have been as advanced because I don't know if we would have had YouTube and other websites where people could then go and watch, the entire show. You would have seen highlights, on the news.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I was sitting there after I finally found it, and then I saw that. Let me back up. Well, first of all, I'm an equal opportunity football fan. What does that mean? I usually just kind of like the people. If I like you, then that's
Right.
what I'm pulling for. This time, and y'all don't take my card because I'm probably going to get it confused. This time I was like, oh my God, we got Patrick, and then we got this other guy that I can't call his name. But then I thought, huh?
About Jalen?
Is that the name of the quarterback?
Jalen Hurting.
It's something like that. I don't know.
Like that. I'm bad with names. Don't get me.
It was the Philadelphia
Eagles.
Thank you. Because I only know the team. I know they was in green. But if I'm not mistaken, they played each other not
a couple of years ago.
Maybe about 2 to 3 years ago. And I watched it. And I was like, oh my God, who am I going to pull for? Because they both young men. They both got a lot going for them. And so I was like, oh my God. And of course, Patrick and them won that time. So when I finally found the Super Bowl, and I was like, okay, now who's what? And I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm like, oh my God, they're really up. But Patrick Mahomes, they usually come back. Now they can come back. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And then we went to the halftime. And then we'll go back. And then I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And then they scored. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. So I was just happy that both of those young men have won. Right. Because the other guy, he did an excellent job. I'm not a Monday morning quarterback. He did an excellent job the last time. And he did an extremely impressive job this time. And I was just glad that he won, and I'm glad that just both of them have won. And so that's where I was. Like I said, it's just whatever team or whatever person I'm drawn to at that particular time. And so I was glad that he won. Now, as far as the halftime show, I was sitting there and I was looking at it. And hi, Stephen. Thank you so much for joining us. I was sitting there and I was watching it. And I said, I'm not really familiar with Kendrick. I knew he was going to be performed, but I'm not really familiar with him. I think a friend of mine has sent me something some time ago, but anywho, and they use in a class. But I was looking at it, I'm like, okay. And of course, it started with Sam. And
Yes.
and you know how I feel about Samuel.
Yes, good old Samuel.
So I was like, okay, now this is gonna be awesome. And Samuel, I'm like, I said, we have Sam as what I can't not Sam. Oh yeah, it's Uncle Sam. I'm like, this is gonna
Mm-hmm.
be good. And then the people are getting out. Look, it's the little funny things that catch my eye. Then the people are getting out of the car, and I'm like, and that may have been a Cutlass. And I'm going back to my childhood when I used to see these cars and stuff. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, they're getting out. I'm like, because I'm interested. I'm always thinking about the technical piece. I'm like, huh. So they come in that car, the frame of it is covering the hole in the stage. So these people coming up and they just not gonna not gonna stop coming out the car.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, this is good. This is good. They had me there. I'm like, this is good. And then I'm looking at the colors. I'm like, red, white. And I'm looking at the dances and I'm trying to move around more these days. And I'm thinking, it's gonna be hard for me to move like that. But I'm gonna have to get up on it. Because some people they outside and they seeing everybody perform and these people getting down with their knees and it's like God is in such great shape. So I'm watching the performance and I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at the colors. I'm like red, white, and then maybe they finally did an area. I'm like, oh, because I'm like red, white, and blue, and I'm like, this is good. This is good. I was listening to the lyrics because Mama said the lyrics have always got to mean something.
Right.
So I'm listening hard to the lyrics. I turned the volume up. I'm like, this is very interesting. But I think to go back to what you said, there's always a message.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
message in everything that happens. And if you think there's no message, I want you to wake up now. I need you to wake up, folks. It's time to be woke. There's always a message. The question is, what is the message? And then how do you internalize that message as it relates to you as an individual? And if I were to put on my professor hat, you could I could dissect the whole Super Bowl from the two teams. Because remember, some people could say that Mahoney and them, it was a David and Goliath. Because was it going to be the three-peat? Would they become the first team to do it three times or whatever? Then you've got this other, I'm going to call them a young team, because I think a couple years back they may have referred to the quarterback that won as a young quarterback, maybe not as experienced. So again, you can look at that as a David and Goliath, and that's just the Super Bowl as a whole and dissect that. Then if I want to look at the halftime show, you could dissect that also and get lots of meanings out of the entire show. Super Bowl, halftime, and the whole show, the two teams itself. But like I said, everything has a message. The thing is being aware and being open to taking in new knowledge. But I haven't had a chance to read all the different. That was Sunday. Today is Tuesday. I haven't had a chance to read all of the different things on the internet. Did you call it?
The internet, yeah.
On the internet, I have been swamped. But it was a good show. He did have some guests there. He had Serena and that young lady, Sizzle. I think she was in that red. That was nice.
Yes, they're going on tour together.
Oh, are they?
Mm-hmm.
Are they coming close?
They're going to be in Charlotte. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
May 3rd. Because me and Alexis was talking about it, and I said, girl, you can go.
Are they going to be indoors?
They're going to be at Bank of America Stadium.
Oh. Is that what we saw?
Yeah, it is. It's
going to be full. There'll be a lot of people there. I have to keep, not that you invited me, but I have to keep that in mind. That he's going to be here in a couple months. Okay.
I haven't even invited myself. Don't worry. Yeah, it's a lot going on that weekend, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fit that in. But hey, you never know.
Okay, well, Tupac said that's just the way it is. So,
Yeah, things will definitely never be the same. But speaking of the performance, I mean, I definitely want to say kudos to Serena. I know she's getting a lot of but kudos to Serena and kudos to her husband Alexis. I can't pronounce his last name right now,
okay.
but kudos to him because I feel that we as women, I'm not even gonna make this a race situation, just we as women as a whole,
Mhm.
we're never really seen and talked about in a positive light. So it was just nice to see her just go out there, do the crit walk, have fun. Like, as she stated that this was a once in a lifetime opportunity. His team reached out and she was like, absolutely. And I feel that that's really all that needs to be read into it. Nothing else in between the lines. Just, it was an opportunity, just like if anybody else, you know, his team had reached out to them. I'm sure they would have been like,
Yeah,
absolutely. I think about Beyonce.
I walked around the stage for him.
Okay, girl. Because I think about like Beyonce, when she did the Netflix halftime show. Was that Christmas Day? I can't remember. I think it was Christmas Day or whatever it was. I think it was Christmas Day. Um, and she performed the halftime show. I mean, she had all different artists out there, from Post Malone to, I'm probably going to pronounce his name wrong. Is it Shabuzi? Shabuzi? He's like an up and coming country artist, black country artist. So again, like, it's just nice that when we have a platform, right? People actually extend that opportunity to other people that wouldn't normally have
Mhm.
that opportunity. So I think that the takeaway should just be take it for what it's worth. Don't read any more into it than what you see. Yes, of course, there's a message. There's always messages. But the thing is, how does what you see and you hear impact you?
Well, that's a good question. Well, I'm sorry. Let me say this and you can take that on, Jay. How it impacts you, but the thing is, what are you going to do? Uh,
Right.
hey, Julie, how you doing? It's good to see you. Julie's over in England. Good to see her. And everyone else that's joined us, it's good to see you too. But what are you going to do, though?
Nothing but complain because that's what's going on. Is people complaining.
So they're just
They just
complaining.
complaining.
Okay.
It's just like when I think about what's today. I
Tuesday.
mean, I know it's
So
Tuesday, of
it's
course.
11.
It's the
11.
11th. Okay. Um, what's so important about today? Oh, your book came out. So when I think about your book that was officially released today, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Um, you're welcome. I think about those sayings from our mother, but also from our grandmother, because of course they started with our grandmother, who then passed them down to our mother, who then passed them down to us. Um, we hear it, we've heard it, some of it we've lived it, but it's like, what are you going to do with it? And I just think that that's the part that's missing, is the action piece. Like, we don't know how to put action to what we see and what we hear. And so is it more so I'm afraid, right?
Mm.
Or is it the fact of I don't know where to start? Like, what is it like what's the hesitation as to why we receive this information, we see it, we hear it, sometimes sleep with it, but then we don't put no action behind it.
Well, I don't know if that's a rhetorical question, as a friend of ours said, said there's no answer required there. So I don't know if it's a rhetorical question, but um, it's something that actually I have been emotional today. And some people would say, well, you're emotional because your book has dropped. Yes, but no. I went for 3 months crying. Well, I'm crying again. Um,
Mhm.
And I think, and I don't know, I'm having to do some reflection, which is a part of the process in answering your question.
Right.
You just don't, you can't act just like that. It's not that simple. I think about Julie being on and the importance of sleep. I think about Dawn being on and the importance of being an advocate, or whistleblower, whatever language you want to use, being resilient, for different, things that are happening in life. And you know, then I think about what you just said. I said to Mother last night, and I said to someone else today, that we could, I could not have done stronger. My new book is called Transformation: How Mama's Wisdom Will Unlock the Secrets to Success. I could not have done transformation without Mama's wisdom. And like most young folks, I didn't really like what Mama was telling me, but she really was right.
Right.
But I could not have done that, meaning Stronger talks about me being bullied, losing my sight, my uncle being shot and killed, me being sexually abused starting at the age of 4. So I could not have come out of Stronger without Mama's wisdom, or Mama Said, as I call the book Mama Said. But then, my next book is an ebook that I've been working on. It's called From Bravery to Victory. And I used to think of it as a precursor to Stronger. And I've been working with it. I've been working on it again for a couple of years now. But then I started naming the titles Transformation. Then I said The Bounce Back. No, that's the cookbook. Then The Bounce Back. Then Dr. TAS Speaks. And when I think about the books and what's to come, because I am re-releasing Stronger, because I was supposed to do that before Mama Said, but at the end of the year, I was like, no, Mama Said gotta come now. And it had to come now because the rewrites that I had done on Stronger, which I'm not changing the story, I'm just putting some things at the beginning and putting some stuff at the end because I've been crying all day. I rewrote all that. And I said to God, um, you know, I couldn't have, what I was doing wasn't going to do the process justice. So what I'm trying to show is it's a parallel process. When we say whether we're talking about individuals, we're talking organizations, we're talking governments, our family, ourselves, why
Right.
is it that we take the knowledge in or we get exposed to it, but we are not able to make the shift because it's not easy. It is a continuous process that sometimes you move up. I was thinking about hopscotch also and leapfrog. I don't know which analogy is going to make sense, but probably Simon said it's a real analogy because Simon says take 3 steps forward.
Right.
Then Simon says take 2 steps back or whatever. So as you think you're moving forward, but just as you're moving forward, you're coming backwards. And sometimes that tug, because it's a pull and a tug, becomes a bit much for people to manage. And I think that's the reason why in the simplest way of saying it, which is not simple in actuality, we struggle. Because use a simple, well, not really a simple analogy, but something we can relate to. The doctor says, stop eating carbs. You're borderline diabetic. But we just had Super Bowl and we had the nachos. We
Right.
had
And the wings.
nachos, and, and then somebody made a homemade cake and the wings. Well, but they were battered. The Doritos.
Couple of dips.
Lay off the carbs. It's easier said than done. So I did good. And some people say, well, do good and then give yourself a little cheat. You got to know yourself. If you know that you can't cheat and then let it go, you can't cheat. You have to stay on the straight and narrow. So it's all about knowing yourself and understanding that life is happening for you, but also that it's up to you to write your story or to rewrite your story. And, my story is still being rewritten. I'm rewriting it every day. And I'm going to say this, because you heard me say it. I said it on interviews all the time. I said to Mother last night, because we were up late, and I said to her, I said, your book's going to drop in, I think it was like an hour and 20 minutes at that point. And she's like, 12. I said, yeah, 12:01. I said, your book will drop. And it's her book because my mother and I have been writing on Mama Said since she sent me the first Mama Said in May of 2011. And we had been talking about it before then. And I told her, I said, your book's going to drop. And so I told her, I said, every time I release a book, I be living it. I don't know why he has me living it. I'm living it. I woke up this morning, I've been living it all day. I've been crying. And there's something that's bothering me. And I know what's bothering me because it was bothering me yesterday. And as I said to Mother, we cannot go back. Hi, how it's good to see you. We're not going back. It ain't that we're not going to go back. We can't go back. And it's amazing that 30 years, 20 years can pass and and people want to put you in the same position you were in 20 years ago.
Right.
But, as grandmama said, it's your little red wagon, Teresa. You can push it or you can pull it. The question is, have you learned in the last 20 years? And what have you learned? And how will you now pull your wagon? So I'm pulling my wagon now because I'm not going to push it. I'm a little too young, as Mother would say, to be pushing it uphill. So I'm having to pull it, but I'm not going to pull it uphill. I'm going to pull it like this. It'll be still sort of a little slant, but it's going to be more like this. So again, it's called life. And, even though we're disappointed sometimes with where people are, they're right where they need to be at that moment. And you cannot move people faster than they're willing to go. It's just a reality.
Right. And so since you can't move them faster than they ready to go, that's why you be outside. Why they figured it out. Because just because you moving slow don't mean that I got to be moving slow with you. Okay. Like I'm still gonna be doing me while you over there figuring it out. Because it seems like, I'm at the head of the line and you in the middle trying to meet me at the beginning. It's okay.
Well, yeah, because now I didn't say you can't give up your life because people can't get Lord, that Diane, my friend Diane, I write about her in the bounce back because you stay stuck on stupid.
Right.
Now you can't give up your life because they stuck on stupid. You have to keep moving because if you give up your life and stronger, this what I just rewrote. What I was gonna say, if you give up your life, then you have done yourself a disservice. But a Mama Said that's not in the current book is something that basically says that you have to be careful what man or woman you connect yourself to. Sure. When I was massaging that, because she says you might wind up having a dog life. And so anyway, I may be leaving out a few words, but basically that's what it says. And so when I was massaging the portion of Stronger that I was changing, hopefully it's still in there because I rewrite stuff so much. I rewrote stuff. But basically I was using that particular Mama Said to expand it because I looked at it as a metaphor for life. You have to be very mindful of who you connect yourself with, whether it's individuals, whether it's organizations, whether it's careers, churches, whatever, non-denominational, whatever. You have to be very careful because those relationships can either propel you forward or they can propel you back. Or I should say it different, they can propel you, they can elevate you, or they can bring you down. So again, it's tough. It's tough, and I know some people say that she's talking about stronger and she just released Mama Said, but you see, they go hand in hand.
Right.
I can't be stronger without Mama Said. And, perhaps that's the reason why I'm tearful right now, too. If I cry the rest of the year, that'll be fine. Y'all just get used to it. I was crying like that last year. Because they do go hand in hand. I can't separate the two. And I can't separate the two. But I am excited about Mama Said, though, being released.
And sometimes the tears are not sad tears. I think when you hear someone say like, "Oh, I've just been crying. I'm in a crying mood. Like I'm going through a crying phase." I look at it as like a rebirth.
And a release.
And you're releasing because when you take a bath, you take a shower, right? The water is like cleansing all the dirt, all the gunk, all the stress, all the whatever it is that you have gone through that day in that moment, right?
Yep.
It makes you feel rejuvenated, refreshed, right? So when I hear you say like I'm in a crying phase, like I look at that as because you're birthing something new. It's like when a snake sheds its skin, right? It's like you're shedding a piece of you that no longer exists, right? Because now you're not stuck on stupid. Okay. You've now evolved to the next level of life.
Yeah.
And sometimes you may have to cut ties, and that don't mean literally cut ties, away from things that are comfortable to us, right? Things that are familiar to us. It doesn't mean that. It just means that you've outgrown it at this particular moment in time. It doesn't mean that you will never circle back to who, what, when, where, why. But just at this particular phase, you've outgrown those things. So the tears are good. It's a relief, a release, it's rejuvenating, it's rebirth, it's resetting. And that's why I want it to be clear. Like it doesn't mean like, oh, I'm grieving. Because again, it is grieving in a sense, but not in the sense of what we think of like, grieving as like I've lost a loved one type situation. It's like I hear Justin Timberlake, the old me's dead and gone.
I was doing some numbers there. I was adding up the numbers for today. And I thank you, Anjaya, and maybe I won't be crying anymore, but I'm probably still gonna keep crying. Because you just dropped quite a few things on me and on all of us, and I agree. It is the rebirth. It is the renewal. I've been carrying this child for so long, and the pressure to birth her while my mother was still alive and could hear it and could see the impact that her wisdom that she got from our grandmother, what it does. That was it. I won't say a weight, but that was something that was very important to me to do. And I wrote all these other books before I wrote The Foundation. And that's, so that is a weight, that is tears of joy. I finally birthed it. And now I don't really know all the things that's going to happen with Mama Said, but I know there are going to be additional Mama Says because I didn't put them all in that book. But also, I was just running the numbers, and when I add up the numbers, unless I add them wrong, for today's date, it equals 3. And that's the Trinity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. And that's significant because I didn't when I decided on the release date, I didn't even look at the numbers. I was just looking at what I could get done and everything. And it's like, oh, that's 3. Well, that's significant. Now I don't know what that significance is, but off the top of my head right now, I think about Mama Said, Stronger, and From Bravery to Victory. I'll tell you about From Bravery to Victory offline. But, the point is, I'm not alone. And that's what I guess I want to leave people with. You're not alone, regardless of whether you're happy every day, whether you're tearful at some points during the day, the week, what have you. It's all a part of life. And as human beings, we're constantly, as you said, which is literal, shedding our skin.
Right.
And we need to become more in tune to the shedding of the skin because we literally shed skin all day long, every day, but we also do it figuratively. And we need to be more in tune to what is happening. What does that mean? What is my next step? What do I need to concentrate on? Is it a warning for me, or is it that I need to get some sleep? You understand this? Because sleep is so important to our body and regulating our mind, our emotions, and physical health, all these different things. So yeah, it's been wonderful, and I'm so glad that I released the book today on a Tuesday because I get to share Grandma with you, and I get to share Grandma with the world. And I love that woman. And for those who don't know, our grandmother died about a month before my mother graduated from high school. She got sick at a school event and she had a stroke. And so she never came back home. And so all we have really are the stories that my mother has told us. And then the mama said, because my mother says, my mama said. That's all we have. And I often talk about, and I think this is still true, of the 3 of us. I'm probably the only person that can, because when I talk about grandmother, most people don't realize that I never knew her. But I can talk about my grandmother like I knew her because my mother talked about her so much. And I heard I've just been immersed in her life my whole life. So I can talk about it. And I've always thought that was sort of odd because I can just talk about it as if I knew her, but I never knew her. And so, and I think out of the 3 of us, I'm probably the only person that can do it. Talk about my mama like I knew her because I know her. And it means a lot to be able to share the book release with you. With Mother. It premiered at number 30 today. So it's a bestseller again. And I'm just very grateful to God that our mother is still living. I'm grateful that He gave her a good mother who passed down wisdom that has come down through the generations and that I'm now able to share. And when I think about the mama says, I don't know why I keep saying that recently. The mama said, because I said in my video, mama said, I don't know why I'm saying that, but anyway, when I think about the mama said, consider we've been saying mama said forever. When I think about the mama said, I don't look at them just for individual or relationships. I look at them globally.
Right.
Because there are lessons that organizations can learn based upon mama said. And so I hope you guys will pick up a copy. The ebook is available now on Amazon. And OnJerya, I hate to leave you. Am I supposed to tell you anything else?
I don't know. I don't think so. I feel like Trey Songz right now. I don't want to leave, but I gotta go right now. I love me some Trey Songz. Okay. No, I don't think so. I think that was it. And like I said, congratulations again on, another accomplishment. And, just continue to share them tears, girl. Because let me tell you, it's nothing wrong with crying sometimes. Because I was actually um, on Big Boogie. If anybody knows who Big Boogie is, he's a Scorpio.
Okay.
Love that Scorpio. But he's a rapper that is from Memphis, Tennessee, and he's with CMG family. And I was on his story. I don't know if it was yesterday or earlier today. And one of the songs that he had playing was Akon, The Rain. And I have not heard that song in forever. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that song. Like, it's one of those songs that you're like, man, I forgot about it. But when I heard it, I was like, you know what? It's okay to have some rain in your life sometimes. Because sometimes when you don't have the rain, it's almost like you're not human, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because no one's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's nice to strive to be perfect, but let's be real, no one's perfect. So it's nothing wrong with shedding those tears. It's nothing wrong with wanting to strive to be a better version of you. Honestly, that's really what you should be doing, is wanting to be a better version of you, and not get caught up in the hype, and not again trying to be what everybody else wants you to be, but you be who you want to be. And I understand you may not know who that is. It's okay. I keep saying on the regular, when I grow up. And they're like, what do you mean when you grow up? When
You
I
gotta
grow up, like I
take
said,
my book. You gotta take my book. Okay.
I'm not trying to take your book, but I'm just saying, when I grow up, and they're like, what do you
Well, I
mean?
think.
When I grow up, I'm still growing. Like, this is only this chapter, okay? Like,
Yeah.
I still got 50 more thousand chapters to write, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, when I grow up and as I continue to grow, I learn more and more about me. And you know, you're supposed to evolve, right? It's just like fashion. It's just like music. It basically repeats itself. It only
Mm-hmm.
gets better. It's like drinking some fine wine from, 1985 or whatever, that's just been down there in the cellar for years.
Mm-hmm.
It just get better and better over time. So, again, the rain is okay because the sun will come out one day. And when the sun comes out, you're going to look back and be like, it was all worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Because as they said, did you die? No. I thought I wasn't going to make it, but I'm here today to share the story as I have someone coming down the steps being all loud because they got their AirPod in.
I can hear them.
I, I can hear, I'm sure you can. She just raining on my parade. You see that
Mm-hmm.
rain? But no, and she stopped coming because she heard me talking.
Tell Trian I said,
That's not Trend. That's Alexis.
Alexis. She
Yeah, Alexis got her
knows what
AirPod
time
in.
it is. Oh my God.
She done took them AirPods out now. She told
It's okay,
me she
Alexis.
didn't know, but it's okay.
She didn't know. She know it's Tuesday. It's TAS and OnJerya. TAS
The look
Tuesday.
on her face is confusion, but no. But still, like, I guess she thought I was down here talking to myself. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that because I do be down here talking to myself sometimes. Because sometimes you have to check in with you and be like, "Self, are you okay?" And Self be
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I'm okay."
Positive
I know
self-talk. Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
have to. There's nothing wrong with it. I promise you. They used to say that if you talk to yourself, that means there's something wrong with you, honey.
No, it's only if you answer, I thought. Oh no.
Girl, I be having full blown conversation. That's a conversation for another time. Sometimes you got to have them. Sometimes you got to have them conversations with yourself, okay? And be like, Seth, what are we doing? Why we ain't got our life together? Yes, I did say ain't. Why haven't we got our life together? Like, why is it not clicking? What's not clicking, Steven? It's okay to have them conversations because again, that's why when it's raining, the sun gonna come out, and then you gonna reflect back and be like, Seth, I don't even know why we were stressing. What were we tripping about? Absolutely nothing. So, again, I think everything pretty much kind of like it's a play on everything that we've been talking about. Basically, has been it's relatable, right? Because we talked about the Grammys and, how it was a full circle moment for Beyonce. We talked about the Super Bowl, how
Mm.
that was a full circle moment. And now, we're talking about Mama said, we're talking about Mama said, and
Full circle.
full circle. And basically the key word is transformation. Transformation, because when you hear them talk about Beyonce and her album, her country album, that was written many years ago. We just found out about it last year,
Mm-hmm.
right? But that's been one of the things that she had been working on down through the years. Same thing with Kendrick. He's been in the game for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a full circle moment for him to have this opportunity to be on this platform and to know that they brought people on the journey with them. And so that's what I hope that when you guys read Mama Said, because I can't give y'all that name because, Teresa going to give you the name. The official name so that you can find it on Amazon. But, when you read it, that you are inspired, that you take action, and also, get some chuckles in because I definitely was chuckling when she was reading it to me, because it's very informative and it's also very relatable, right? And so we just want you to go on this journey with us as we share our mother and our grandmother with you guys. Like, I'm excited. Like, I'm gonna have to actually buy a copy so I can read it for myself in my leisure, you know.
Yes. Yes. You're gonna have to actually buy a copy and read it in your leisure because I sent her to the book to give me feedback, and it's like she's never gonna read and give me feedback. And I said to her, "Am I gonna have to read this to you?"
Yes. Yes, you
So
are.
I had to read the book to her, every story to get her feedback.
But it was good though, because we learned a lot about each other and then we were able to dissect it and talk about it.
Yeah,
So
we
I
did.
really feel like
We did.
this is really a good book for like book
Mhm.
clubs. Um,
Yeah, it is.
I mean even church.
Yeah.
Like I think it's church friendly too. Like all walks of life friendly. Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, there is something in the book that you're gonna be like, yep, that was me, or yep, I know somebody like that, or oh, I never thought about that. So, again, I'm excited and happy for you. I know that it's going to continue to inspire people, and I just can't wait to see what happens. And of course, I'm ready for the series because, we got some more to add to it.
Yeah, yeah. We got some more to add to it. So I mentioned that to Mama today, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm really fine because my mama, make sure you're giving them to me correctly after all these years." I'm like, "Did you write them down correctly, Mama?" And she's like, "I'm back on." I'm like, "Okay, Mama," because we've got more for the series, because Mama said is a hoot, and I hope you guys enjoy that fun too. And thank you so much, Angelia, for all your kind words and
You're
being willing to
welcome.
sit and listen to me read the book and then dialoguing with me. It was a lot of fun. I made changes in real time. And so I appreciate all your help and guidance and support. And to the readers and to our viewers who come and support us every week, thank you so very, very much. We look forward to our Tuesdays, TAS Tuesdays, because I learn as much from you guys as I hope that you're learning from us. And until next time, before you go taking care of someone else, please make sure you take care of yourself first. Bye now.
Bye.